Hi, I'm Melina Reynoso, and I'm the Associated Students Vice President of Campus Affairs. So Associated Students is the undergraduate student government here on our campus at UC San Diego. What we do is that we collect a student activity fee from every single undergrad student, and from that we get to allocate it out into whatever programs and services that students on our campus want. So we end up with about a $7 million budget that we get to spread out. One of the things that we do with that budget is that student organizations can apply to us for funding, so that way they can put on their own events, they can go to tournaments and competitions, and they can do whatever they want with that money. Another thing that we do is that we represent students in all of the different committees and work groups that we have here on our campus. It's really important to us to make sure that students' voices are being heard and that our campus administrators are acting according to what we want to do. The other thing that we do is that we get to put on a lot of different events for undergrads. So for example, if you know what Sun God is, that was put on by our AS Concerts and Events office. We also put on smaller scale events such as tabling and library walk, or just different events where students can come to get to know each other and have a good time. So our student government has a bunch of different branches and a bunch of different offices and positions to really make sure that every aspect of student life is being covered here at UC San Diego. So for example, we have our 4 executive officers. So that's our AS President, our Vice President of Campus Affairs, our Vice President of External Affairs, and our Financial Controller. They're in charge of really making sure that all of the other branches of AS are being supported and that we're all able to maintain our contact with campus administration. Within that, we also have our Associate Vice President offices. So for example, these offices are really focused in on pinpointed topics of student life here on our campus. So we have an office that covers specifically spirit and athletics. So it's their job to make sure that students on our campus are having opportunities to really boost their spirit and work with athletics to make sure that they have that part of their student experience here on our campus. We also have our Associated Student Senate. So our Senate meets every single Wednesday at 6 o'clock in the forum, and it's always open to the public to come in to see what we're talking about as well as give their own opinion. So the senators range from having transfer senators to academic senators to senators for every single one of the colleges. It's really important to ensure that every single person on our campus is being represented in that space. And within that meeting, we make sure that we are collaborating with one another and we're giving each other updates to see really what we can do to better the student experience here on our campus. As your Vice President of Campus Affairs, myself and my office make sure that we do a couple different things. One of those things is to make sure that there's student representation in every single campus committee and work group that we have on our campus. There's about 110 different work groups on our campus that require student representation. Something that we've done this year is making sure that we are asking students who are really interested in those positions or interested in those topics to go sit on those committees and make sure that they are representing the students on our campus. Another thing that my office does is that we make sure that we are putting on events for the student body to really engage with us. So we're more of the office that's taking care of making sure that associated students and the rest of our student body is getting connected. Whether that's through putting on forums or tabling a library walk to solicit feedback, running Facebook pages, that's really what my office is here to do. It's to make sure that students know that Associated Students is a resource for them, as well as to know who to go to if they have an issue or who to go to if they want something to be brought up at a more administrative level. For AS, one of our main goals this year is to make sure that we're being as accessible to the student body as possible. So whether that's through live streaming our meetings or hosting more events on Library Walk, we're really here to get your input to see what we can be doing in order to better your student experience here. So if they're ever at an event and you see someone in an AS shirt, or you know that we're hosting an event on Library Walk, feel free to come out and tell us what we could be doing better in order to enhance your student experience. We really are here to make sure that we're serving you and that we're bridging the gap between students and administration to make sure that everyone at UC San Diego is living to their fullest potential.